Ladies and gentlemen, football is back. It is back like it never left. And we just wrapped up the San Pablo game in San Pablo, Brazil. Chiefs Chargers. The Chargers coming up on top as I predicted. If you want to go see that on my channel. If you want to see the rest of my week 1 predictions. And we had some Haktua happening last night by Jalen Carter and the Philadelphia Eagles as they boat race with the Dallas Cowboys to a victory, which included a lightning delay and some just shenanigans entirely. This game went a little bit more smoothly, even though Taylor Swift's husband um, did get smacked in the face, which I know he's going to get a lot of hate. Well, whoever smacked him in the face is going to get a lot of hate online. He's going to die by the Swifties. So pray for him. Um, that might be the last thing he ever does in his life. Um, so I have a hot take for you though. My first hot take is this because I want to talk about both of these games. Because the Chargers, I want to talk about the Chargers because I just watched it. This is more of an instant reaction. Justin Herbert is going to win the MVP. And I honestly think that he played, he outplayed Patrick Mahomes, who had some insane throws today. His black magic was on full display, even without Xavier Worthy, which also is kind of ironic because Travis Kelce took him out accidentally on like the third play of the game. So we'll see what happens with Xavier Worthy screwing up a lot of fantasy leagues. I know AJ Brown screwed me over the last night, but I will stick to the Chargers and Justin Herbert winning the MVP. He played insane, but he didn't just play like out of his mind. He just played efficiently. He played like almost just like a perfect game. He had protection. There was a lot of clean pockets. I didn't see there was no mistakes. There was no glaring like gross. There was nothing like he played like a solid quarterback. Here, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 131.7 passer rating. That's incredible. A 73% completion percentage with he almost averaged a first down per pass. And they threw the ball a lot. They threw the ball 34 times tonight. It was kind of surprising, especially for a Jim Harbaugh led offense, that they did not ground and pound the ball. And I think that's kind of what took the Chiefs off guard. I think they were not expecting they were expecting the ground and pound from the Chargers, and they did not get that. I think the Chargers will pull it out, but this Justin Herbert is playing amazing. Amari Hampton also looked pretty nice, just with some solid 15 attempts, 48 yards. He looked good. Like I said, they didn't really rely on their run game very much. I was impressed. Quentin Johnson, wide receiver one, learned how to catch a football. 5 receptions, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. I was like, what? It wasn't Latin Maconke. 6 receptions, 74 yards, 9 targets. Keenan Allen, 7 receptions, 68 yards, a touchdown, 10 targets. Right? Spreading the ball around. Compared to the Kansas City Chiefs, who were much more run dependent, but it was much more on Patrick Mahomes. Can you please save us? Right? Patrick Mahomes ran for 57 yards, was the Chiefs' leading rusher with a 57 and a tutty. And then Isaiah Pacheco vanished again tonight. 25 yards. No touchdowns. Like, what happened to the scary guy we thought he was? Kareem Hunt, 16 yards. I'm really sad. This kind of sucks. Travis Kelce, 47 yards and a tutty. That's it. Like, really? You can't outperform Quentin Johnston? Are we serious? I know he's way past his prime, and it's probably his last year, but still, we have Andy Reid, and we're trying to cook up what? Like, there's no wrinkles. Like, it didn't feel like they had any wrinkle past Xavier Worthy. Like, it was like, oh, hey, like Xavier Worthy's out. Well, we don't really have a game plan past that, so, um, fuck it. Patrick Mahomes, can you save us? And he couldn't. Not tonight. And reality struck. The devil comes to take his due. Patrick Mahomes will have to pay the price eventually. The devil does not like to wait. A lot of magic happened last year, but reality has struck like a gong in the night. The Kansas City Chiefs face the Philadelphia Eagles next week. That's going to be scary. That's going to be a difficult game, and I do not think the Chiefs are going to win that game. I'm gonna be honest. I'm 2-0 right now on my predictions. I had the Philadelphia Eagles taking out the Cowboys. I will talk about that right now, which I think is interesting. Game starts off. I'm hyped as fuck. Set the scene. I'm seated in my couch. I'm like, thank God. Ready. I just paid way too much money for YouTube Premium because Stream East got banned. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. And I'm sitting there watching. I see the kickoff, and I'm like, shit. The Eagles fullback just got hurt. I'm like, damn, that sucks for him. First play of the season. That really sucks. And then, before we even get a snap of football, Jalen Carter hawks a fat woogie onto Dak Prescott, gets ejected from the game, tossed away like a McDonald's wrapper from a Nissan Altima traveling 82 miles an hour down the interstate. And now the Eagles are out probably their best defensive player. I was like, oh, this is getting interesting. This is more dramatic than an episode of Love Island. And I'm like gripping the couch. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. There's probably some pissed Eagles fans somewhere. And it was like, oh, he spat on him. I thought about it for a second. I was like, oh, you know what? That's disrespectful and wrong. I'm not trying to make a light of his actions because spitting on another man is very disrespectful. But I kind of think it's funny. I was like, hey, you know what? He was like, I'm like, I've never seen that before, so I'm chuckling. And then it takes the NFL 3 hours to show us that Dak Prescott spat first. Yes, almighty Dak. High and proud, the quarterback stands behind his O-line and spits at the feet of Jalen Carter. Dak Prescott, I condemn you. You should be suspended as well for spitting on the ground. You know the field. That's very disrespectful to the field. Come on, be a man. You know what's interesting though? People were like, "Oh my gosh, Dak spat at him first," and I questioned things. I was like, "Yeah, okay, he thought he was spitting at him," which I was like, you know what? It's a reasonable misunderstanding. Jalen Carter, that takes a little bit of the blame away from Jalen Carter for sure. They were probably joined, but here's my reality. You and I, Dak Prescott is inevitably going to be hit by Jalen Carter, assuming in this game, eventually, right? If he spits at Jalen Carter before the game, and Jalen Carter is the bigger man and doesn't react, but blows him up, on a play, you'd be like, wow, look at that. Like it would matter. We wouldn't be talking about it right now. We would be talking about, well, Dak Prescott's out for the season with another torn ACL, right? It's just kind of the reality of it. But now we're talking about Jalen Carter and how, if he's going to get suspended, how much Roger Goodell is going to garnish his paycheck, and what it means as a football player in general. Jalen Carter afterwards was very apologetic, and he understood exactly what he like. I bet you as soon as he was walking off the field, he knew he fucked up. As soon as the spit left his mouth, he knew he fucked up, right? And I get it. But like, I don't think Dak Prescott was doing it intentionally. I don't like it. Dak Prescott does not seem like the guy who would just stand behind his guys and spit at somebody. Like Dak Prescott is many things. A B minus quarterback, yeah, probably, right? He went into like people get mad at him for a lot of things, but he is overall a good person. And I think Jalen Carter, while having his own worries and troubles are like, oh, he's a Georgia guy, or oh, he's this, oh, he's that, he's bad, bad boy, like bad Jalen Carter. And it's like I think I think he probably takes something out of context, and um, it was not really intentional. But we'll get to the game because a lot of people have touched on that, and I was like, well, you know what, the game got interesting, especially with Jalen Carter being out. It felt like the Cowboys could run the football. Felt like the Cowboys' offense was humming, especially with that fire being fired up by the fact that Jalen Carter spat on their quarterback. So they were able to drive down the field, score immediately. I'm like, whoa, this is spicy. I thought Brian Schottenheimer was an idiot. I guess he is an offensive coordinator for a reason. And so we proceed. Javonte Williams scores a touchdown. To all of those who accidentally had him on fantasy, probably was on your bench, wasn't he? Yeah, you probably started AJ Brown. I definitely did. I've been screaming inside all day. And I will probably scream and cry myself to sleep tonight because A.J. Brown sold the bag. Luckily, Jalen Hurts has saved me a little bit with his 2 rushing touchdowns, but I'm still pissed. Because without Jalen Carter, the Cowboys were able to move the ball. The Eagles also were able to just walk through the Dallas defense like it really wasn't there. I'd say Jalen Hurts was able to walk through the Dallas defense like it wasn't there. Jalen Hurts might be making an MVP campaign this season because he proved he was a top 5 quarterback. He is elite. I don't give a shit what anybody else says. I'm not a Philly fan. I'm not a Philly homer. Yeah, he's on my fantasy team. So what? I think he's a damn good quarterback. I think he is a shot. Like he is what like if Dak Prescott is a B minus quarterback, Jalen Hurts is an A minus quarterback. They like if we were putting him on a tier list or like an evolution of Pokemon, right? Um, Dak Prescott is Charmeleon, and Jalen Hurts is Charizard. And I think that honestly, that there will be a three-person MVP race just from these 2 games alone. These 2 games were great, amazing, really good first couple games. I like the YouTube slate. I was like kind of impressed by the way that they handled it, and it being free on YouTube is wonderful. Um, I don't know about the international games, but I think we're going to have this 2-person MVP race. Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert. I know it's really early to talk about it, but I think the way they played this first couple games, I was like, damn, that was impressive. Justin Herbert looked like Josh Allen. That's high praise. I know we'll talk a lot about Lamar Jackson. We haven't seen Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen yet, and I might just be a little recency bias, but I'm the king of that, right? King of the telling you the things that I just saw because I have nothing better to tell you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm signing off. with 7 hours of red zone football. Wait, what? I saw this earlier. It pissed me off immensely. Red zone. I'm going to touch on this just at the end, but NFL Red Zone has been a haven for a great program and just great quality of football. You get to watch every score from every game, right? And all commercial free. It was a little expensive, but you know it was worth it, especially for those 1 p.m. window games where you're like, you know what? I don't really know. I want to watch my fantasy guy, see if he scores. And what do we get? We get commercials. ESPN, Big Mickey, snatches NFL Red Zone from the NFL. So they sell it to ESPN. And Scott Hanson has changed his intro. He says it's no longer 7 hours of commercial free football, it's 7 hours of red zone football. There will be ads in your NFL red zone. I read you a little bit of this on TikTok. I know a lot of people, some people saw that. But I want to reinstate this. What is the point of having commercial free football? So that it's commercial free. That's the only point of watching Red Zone. Why on earth would I want to watch something that's not commercial free? Why would I pay for something, pay extra for a program that is not commercial free? That makes no sense. That is barbarism at its finest. There is no fee. Like, I don't see why Big Mickey had to ruin this. It was perfect. And they ruined it. They pissed on it. He dropped his little button pants and took a fat shit on it. Kind of like he did to Star Wars and Marvel. Everything like the Midas touch, more like the Mickey touch. Everything he touches turns to shit instead of gold. And that's all I have to say. This is Max Geigo signing off from another sports rant. Baby, we got football is back. Let's fuck.